Now, let's have some fun and let's go down to Carolina. Jay Spivey is with us, joining us from North Carolina. Good morning, Jay. How are you?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Okay, man. Explain to me what the heck happened in Charlotte yesterday.
The Dolphins absolutely collapsed and choked a sorry dog Panthers team.
It was 17-0.
And the Panthers were doing absolutely nothing.
No, they were not.
And you let them back in the game.
How? How did the Dolphins let the Carolina Panthers back into the ball game? How?
They're about as bad as the Panthers panthering last week. The Dolphins just have this history recently.
Mm-hmm.
What have they really done since Marino left?
Nothing.
I mean, really, they've done nothing.
Nothing. Same thing.
I'm serious. I mean, they keep getting these prime spots on TV all the time, and they've done nothing.
Same can be said about the Charlotte Hornets, who are not going to do anything this year.
Well, we know that, but they've been like that pretty much since the 80s.
They've been like this since they changed the name from the Bobcats back to the Hornets.
They're horrible.
They've done nothing. Nothing.
That two bad ownerships in the same city.
How do you explain that?
Well, NFL and NBA allows it, I guess. And the fan bases keep coming back, which is stupid.
It's very stupid. What do you say about, speaking of teams choking away games, the Arizona Cardinals?
Oh, my goodness gracious. And it all started because of that idiotic play for some reason that players still keep doing for almost 20 years now, ever since Deshaun Jackson did it.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you drop the ball a yard in front of the end zone?
I've seen Jonathan Taylor
run through the end zone and jump in the crowd for all I care. But don't drop the ball in the end zone. In front of the end zone.
I've seen Jonathan Taylor do it live on the air. I've seen A.D. Mitchell do it live on the air. And now Amari DiMarcado has just become the latest meme of dropping the football.
And he should.
Yep.
And I understand that pro players don't get as ripped as college and high school players do. But if I were him, Shane Steichen would have ripped his rear end out yesterday.
Yep. And he did it to Jonathan Taylor and A.D. Mitchell. When they did it. And did Amari DiMarcado face any kind of punishment on the sideline? No. Did he face any kind of discipline on the sideline? No.
Of course not.
Did he face any kind of shunning from his players because of that? Because he basically cost them the game? No.
I bet you deep down he doesn't think he did anything wrong. He may say he did something wrong, but deep down I don't think he knows he did anything wrong. Mm-hmm. Because apparently it's like the cool thing for football players to do these days. Mm-hmm. And it's just plain idiotic.
It is. I mean, you break through the line, great run, but you drop the football before you cross. Intentionally. And no one will say, I bet you no one will say intentionally like we are.
I bet a lot of his teammates think it was a great thing to do.
Mm-hmm. But they don't realize you cost your team 7 points.
You cost your team the game. That game was over.
The game was over.
If he had scored, that game was over.
The game was over. The game flipped on that.
Because the sorry Titans were dead.
In the water.
Dead.
And somehow they rise and they walk off. If I'm I asked the question earlier in the show. Does your team need to push the plunger? I think the Arizona Cardinals need to push the plunger.
Absolutely, they need to, because this team is dead. And I'm sorry, I don't care how good of a player he is. Kyler Murray is not the kind of player who's going to win you a Super Bowl.
No, he's not.
He's just not.
I don't think and I've had people argue with me, well, he needs time to develop. He's had time to develop.
He's
He
had
played at
plenty of time to develop.
he played at 2 different colleges, for God's sakes, and he still hasn't developed.
He's had plenty of time to develop.
He's had plenty of time to develop, and he sucks right now.
He's just, I don't know that he's the guy who can really like
Lead
inspire
a team.
your team either, because because he's so athletic. He just wants. Seems like anytime he gets in trouble, he runs. And as I know, it's hard to tackle him. I get that.
Yeah,
but he's not the kind of guy who can inspire a team to really be that good.
Prime example from this year: the loss to San Francisco.
Yeah,
the loss to San Francisco. A team battling with a slew of injuries.
Has no team left.
None. I said that earlier. And somehow the 49ers are 4-1.
And are 3-0 in the division, which is more important.
It absolutely.
And somehow lost to the Jags of all teams.
Mm-hmm. We got socked in the mouth against Jacksonville. Okay, let me just go ahead and say it. Travis Etienne took a fumble. The Jaguars recovered a fumble, and then Travis Etienne punched us in the mouth, and the game was over then.
Mm-hmm.
But somehow this resilient team, and I keep using that word, and you've heard me use that word when it comes to the 49ers, this resilient team went to Los Angeles with the JV squad and beat them in overtime.
I think he needs to win in the playoffs, but I think a large part of that's Shanahan.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not proven that late in the playoffs.
No.
Or even in the Super Bowl for sure.
Yeah, he's lost 2 Super Bowls. That ain't the legacy you want to leave.
But I do think in the regular season he's a really good coach.
Now, what the heck happened? While we're talking about what the heck happened in Philadelphia?
Another one just collapsed. Which proves again it's going to be nearly impossible for anybody to be undefeated in the NFL.
Mm-hmm. And the same in Buffalo. But I mean, Buffalo just choked. Two fumbles,
yes,
2 fumbles and 3 drives in the first quarter.
Yeah, well, like they kept saying in the press conference last night, you're not going to win with 3 turnovers.
Mm-mm.
You're not. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care who you're playing.
You turn the ball over 3 times, you're not winning anything. I went after the second fumble. I got to be honest, and I said this at the top of the show. After the second fumble, I went to bed because I knew something goofy was going to happen at Rich Stadium,
and it did.
And the Patriots won at Rich Stadium. And yes, I still call it Rich Stadium. The Patriots won.
Well, they get ready to pull the plunger on that stadium at the end of the season anyway.
Yep. This is the last year of Highmark / Ralph Wilson / Rich Stadium. And then you had the game.
Let's flip it on the head there. Why did the Titans get rid of Vrabel? Because the guy could clearly coach.
I don't know.
The Patriots hit a home run by hiring him.
Mm-hmm. They did.
And Drake May is clearly good.
And you can see the difference.
Oh, they're so much better.
You can see the difference in Drake May with Mike Vrabel leading the team.
Well, and as sorry as he's been as a head coach twice, Josh McDaniels is a good offensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm. He is.
And they were talking last night during the game that they basically just started from scratch with Drake May when he got hired because they didn't even know each other.
Right.
And they just started from scratch.
Yep.
And he just looks like a different player.
He is. Damian Hernandez says, I will say this. The Panthers do have a legit quarterback now. Yeah, Bryce Young is not great.
Oh, please.
And has flaws, but he looks like he has a bright future in front of him. Let me answer that, Damian. No.
No.
Just no.
I like Bryce Young, but he is not that kind of guy.
He's not. Skills be darned. His mental, the way you said it about Kyler Murray just a moment ago. He's not the guy that's going to lead you to a Super Bowl.
He's not.
He's not the guy that's going to rally the troops. Somehow yesterday he did against Miami, but it's Miami.
I don't care what Kyler Murray's listed at. It doesn't matter. He's probably 5'10".
Mm-hmm.
How many 5'10" quarterbacks are going in the NFL on a consistent basis?
The last quarterback The last quarterback that's like 6'1" and under to lead his team was Drew Brees.
Yeah. Yep, that's true.
And Drew Brees didn't make his hay until he got traded from San Diego to New Orleans.
Well, another thing that helped Drew is that he learned how to throw.
Yeah, thank you.
And under tough circumstances, meaning he had to throw over the line.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray just, as soon as he gets in any kind of trouble, he starts running.
He starts running. And you know who else you can say that for? What's the name I'm looking for that Damien wants to defend that Damien Hernandez, a guy in the chat, wants to defend all the time? Oh yeah, Justin Fields.
Oh God, that's another one.
Mm-hmm.
He's the same way.
Anytime he gets in trouble, he runs.
What's he ever won in the NFL? Nothing. And he's now on his third team.
Mm-hmm. And there's going to be more teams than that are going to take a chance on him. I don't know.
And the Jets are just god awful.
The Jets are horrible. The Jets are just plain horrible.
How could New York have two such horrible teams?
Well, one because
the Jets and Giants are awful.
The Giants and Jets are just bad. They're just plain awful. And they both need. I'll answer a question I posed. The Jets and the Giants need to push the plunger.
Well, that goes again as well as Danny Dimes is doing with the Colts, and I hate that name.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that says how bad his coaches were with the Giants.
Agreed.
Because he's really playing well with the Colts.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? Well, you know what the Colts have that the Giants don't? Structure. Not to mention some weapons.
And who would have said? I mean, I'm sorry he died, but I wouldn't have thought that before Irsay died.
Right.
But actually, I guess his daughter's taking her. It seems like she knows what she's doing.
It seems that way so far. But
they just beat the snot out of the Raiders yesterday.
40 unanswered points.
And the Raiders dead.
The Raiders led 3-0 at the end of one. 3-0. But the Colts were moving. And then the first touchdown happened. It was a pass to the fellow who I think should be Rookie of the Year running away, and that's Tyler Warren. 40 unanswered points.
They're good because that division is horrible.
That division is theirs. All right.
Let's absolutely.
Just go ahead and say it out loud and repeat a statement I've said many times over during the summer. The division is the Colts to lose.
Oh, absolutely.
The AFC South is the Colts to lose, and they ain't losing.
Although it did seem like, for once this season, it seemed like the Texans finally showed some life.
And they beat up Baltimore.
I don't think I'll be shocked if the Jags beat the Chiefs tonight.
You wouldn't be shocked if
I'll be shocked if the Jags beat the Chiefs tonight.
Yeah, I'll be shocked too.
I know, because
my official pick was the Chiefs anyway. I would be shocked if the Jaguars win.
People keep trying to bury the Chiefs. The Chiefs,
as are not dead.
As long as Mahomes is their quarterback and Andy Reid's there, they're going to keep winning.
As long as Patrick Mahomes is breathing, they have a chance.
And yes, they have trouble running the ball, and their receivers aren't what they used to be. Frankly, they don't have the weapons they used to. But still, they're going to keep winning.
Mm-hmm. Why are people writing them off? Why?
Just what I'm saying. They think they're not nearly as dynamic as they used to. But Mahomes is still the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And he just turned 30.
Which I can't
turned 30.
Which I can't believe. He just turned 30. He just turned 30. Unbelievable.
He just turned 30. Let's not bury the guy. He's not 45.
And he want to write him off.
And he's not. Yes, I understand your skills diminish at some point, but he's not the kind of guy that runs all the time. He doesn't do that.
Unlike Justin Fields, Patrick Mahomes can actually throw the football.
Well, Kyler Murray too.
I'll say it again. Unlike Justin Fields, Damien Hernandez, Patrick Mahomes actually has an arm. Patrick Mahomes can actually play quarterback.
And he's proven that.
Yep, Patrick
He's
Mahomes.
won. He has multiple rings.
He has won. He's a winner. He is a leader. He's an MVP, okay? Regular season and Super Bowl MVP. How do you like them apples?
Well, listen, Andy Reid clearly knows what he's doing. Because honestly, I'll say this now, but when he traded up to get Mahomes, I thought he was crazy.
I thought so too.
Because he already had Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm. But he's proven us wrong.
And he traded it. It's worked right from the get-go.
It has. It has. And it's going to keep, and as long as those two are together, it's going to keep working. But what happened? I'll ask you this. What happened? Jay Spivey is, let me say this. Jay Spivey is with us. Spivey Notes back in tow here on Monday. What happened to Baltimore?
They have no defense. Their defense is absolutely horrible.
The defense is cooked.
And who would have ever said that about them?
Exactly. Their defense
is
cooked.
And I know they got some injuries. I know Lamar Jackson's hurt, but still.
Their defense is cooked.
It's terrible. And all those idiots up there who want to fire John Harbaugh, have at it. If they want to fire him. Mm-hmm. The guy's a really good coach.
Who are you going to get to replace him?
Well, that's exactly my point. They booed him off the field yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
For what?
And half the seats were empty by the time the second half began.
Shoot, they were half empty before halftime.
Mm-hmm. It was 24
and
to 3.
Once again, Lamar Jackson's hurt.
How many times have we talked about
He's hurt every year.
He is. How many times have we said that about Lamar Jackson on this program?
He's hurt every year. They're not near the same team without him.
That's obvious.
And I don't understand. I'll say this about a lot of teams, but I'll say that about them. Although Cooper Rush is not the worst backup quarterback.
Right.
Why teams don't invest more in a backup quarterback? Because at some point your quarterback's going to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
He just is. So, in those nightmare going on in Cincinnati, since the Bengals clearly did not do that and clearly don't want to do anything about that, since there are some quarterbacks who are still available and won't trade for them. Kirk Cousins being one.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk Cousins would be perfect up there.
You know something?
But Jake Browning?
Jake Browning, yes.
They're not going to win with Jake Browning.
Yesterday proved that.
He was awful.
Yesterday proved that.
They're wasting all that talent in Cincinnati because they're so cheap.
I want you to answer. I want to answer this comment here from Damian Hernandez. Justin Fields never had any weapons or a legit team around him like Mahomes had since being drafted, and Justin has an arm. Just ask Garrett Mooney, Pickens, DJ Moore, and every receiver that he's had. I'll answer this first. Damian, no. Just no. Justin Fields, and I think Jay would agree with me, Justin Fields hasn't been able to throw the ball and throw it accurately since his days at Ohio State.
No.
Not a chance.
That is clearly a Justin Fields apologist there.
And what's the excuse? Oh, he's never had a team around him.
That's
baloney.
Not true at all. Not true at all.
Baloney.
Not true at all.
He has had a team around him. He just doesn't know how to play quarterback.
Not true at all.
He just doesn't know how to play quarterback. Period. End of story. And these, you know what, man? I'll say it. These apologists, and you and I know quite a few of them.
Oh, yeah.
They just don't quit. Especially a couple that we know that cover the Hornets and the Panthers.
I'm glad you mentioned said person because I got a story to tell you about him.
Oh, no. Let's hear it.
I was sitting right next to said person Friday night at a high school football game. And the game that we were covering went to overtime.
Really?
He and his color guy did not know the rule for high school overtime. And they were sitting on air talking about it. And the guy to his right, and I was to their left, corrected them on air. The guy next to him was not on. He was doing the clock and heard what they said. And he said, I heard what y'all said about overtime, and you're incorrect. He had to give them a tutorial on high school overtime.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, my God.
So he got corrected on the air.
He most certainly did by a guy who was not on it. He was doing the clock.
He was doing the clock, and he corrected him on the air.
Yes, he did.
About the
I heard every
overtime
word
rules.
of it. I heard
And if,
every
and
word
if
of
I
it.
remember correctly, you get 4 downs from the 10-yard line.
You get 10-yard line. And obviously both teams get possessions.
Yep, both teams. I know both teams
They
get a
did
possession.
not know the rule. They did not know the rule. And the guy to his right, who was doing the clock, overheard them and said, "I used to be a high school coach," which he was. And he said, "I overheard y'all." He said, "I get the feeling y'all don't know the rule in high school overtime." And he had your boy said, "As a matter of fact, I don't know the rule." Well, you know, first of all, it's embarrassing. Second, educate yourself. If you don't know it, educate yourself.
You know what? I had an overtime game in 2002 in Chicago. That was my first overtime game of my career that I called high school football. And I knew going into it that both teams possessed the ball. Someone told me when I said it was my first overtime game during a break, he told me both teams get the ball at the 10-yard line. With that basic knowledge, I was good. So, and he didn't even know the basic knowledge. 4 downs from the 10-yard line. If you don't
know it before you come on air to discuss overtime, how about asking somebody instead of just coming up with some conjecture and say you think you know what it is? You don't know.
Absolutely. Ask questions.
I heard every word that the three of them were talking about because they're right next to me.
Let me guess, and he didn't bother to say hello either.
No, well, he not like that, but he could have asked me. I'd have told him. I know the rule,
and he didn't.
They've had the same rule in high school for years. It hasn't changed. So how's he not seeing an overtime rule?
You know what?
And his color guy played high school football,
and he didn't know the overtime rule.
He had no idea.
I'm going to say this, and then we're going to get the heck out of here. When I worked with him, there was a lot that he didn't know.
Well, that's pretty obvious.
There's a lot that he didn't know. And I'll leave it with this. He never bothered to ask.
Nope.
He thought he knew everything.
Said it on air when he didn't know the rule.
Said it on air. Yep.
You're saying something incorrect?
And I've heard his broadcast. No. Just no. So I'm saying on air, he's not worth listening to. Jay Spivey with us here as he is every single Monday. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. I love you, and I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thank you very much.
We got a split. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope you all are too. God bless you. So long, everybody. I'm back later on behind the mic for some baseball, and Justin Fields has no excuse for sucking the way that he does. Out.